1. Kerr County Judge Rob Kelly silent as questions mount on Texas floods. 2. Central Texas flooding, search efforts halted amid new rains. 3. Tragic discovery, missing Camp Mystic counselor Katherine Ferruzzo's remains found. 1. Kerr County Judge Rob Kelly silent as questions mount on Texas floods. In the wake of the devastating flash floods that swept through Texas Hill Country, leaving over 100 people dead and scores unaccounted for, questions are mounting over the preparedness and response efforts of local authorities. The spotlight falls heavily on Kerr County Judge Rob Kelly, who has remained silent amidst the growing scrutiny. "We had no idea this flood was coming," Kelly stated during a press conference, explaining the lack of preemptive action taken to evacuate summer camps along the swollen Guadalupe River. The absence of a warning system, unlike those employed in neighboring counties, left communities vulnerable and unprepared for the catastrophe. County Judge Rob Kelly, a Republican elected in 2018 and re-elected in 2022, holds significant responsibilities beyond his judicial duties. As the head of emergency management, his role encompasses overseeing the county's budget and administration. Yet, his silence since the initial press conferences has raised eyebrows, especially considering the magnitude of the disaster. Efforts to reach Kelly have proven futile, with attempts to contact him at his office, Emergency Operations Center, and residents yielding no response. Similarly, Williams Dubf Thomas, Kerr County's emergency management coordinator, has not addressed the public and has dodged repeated requests for comment. Thomas, appointed to his position in 2015, bears the responsibility for the county's emergency management plan, the coded notification system, search and rescue operations, and other disaster-related duties. His experience includes directing the state's response to major incidents like the Space Shuttle Columbia disaster and Hurricane Katrina. The role dynamics between Kelly and Thomas come under scrutiny, with former County Judge Tom Pollard clarifying that while the emergency management coordinator leads the response, they operate under the guidance of the county judge. "The buck stops with the county judge's office," Pollard emphasized, indicating that critical decisions ultimately rest with Kelly. However, Pollard and his wife were among those who did not receive emergency notifications on their phones during the flood's early hours. This raises concerns about the effectiveness of the notification systems in place, especially given the life-threatening situation unfolding. The National Weather Service's flash flood warning, upgraded to an emergency at 4 a.m., advised residents to seek higher ground immediately. Despite this, it remains unclear whether all residents received alerts, with spotty cell service in some areas potentially hindering communication. Some campers at Camp Mystic, tragically, did not have their phones with them, contributing to the loss of lives. Records from the Federal Emergency Management Agency reveal that Kerr County officials failed to utilize the Integrated Public Alert and Warning System, IPAWS, to disseminate safety instructions to all affected cell phones. While the National Weather Service delivered an IPAWS flood warning as early as 1:14 a.m., it is typically up to local authorities to issue more urgent evacuation orders. A coded alert, similar to IPAWS messages, was reportedly sent by some families, but the program's opt-out feature means not everyone received it. Audio obtained by NBC affiliate KXAN reveals an Ingram volunteer firefighter requesting permission to send a coded alert to residents, highlighting potential delays in communication. Sheriff Larry Lather, while prioritizing search and rescue efforts, acknowledged the need for an after-action review of the events leading up to the disaster. Council member Raymond Howard of Ingram echoed this sentiment, emphasizing the importance of better planning and communication for future incidents. As the community grapples with the aftermath of the floods, the demand for transparency and accountability grows louder. The tragic loss of life underscores the critical need for effective emergency response strategies and robust communication systems to prevent future disasters. 2. Central Texas flooding, search efforts halted amid new rains. Heavy rains bring search efforts to a standstill in Central Texas. A fresh wave of intense rainfall swept through Central Texas overnight, leading to severe flooding that forced officials to halt search operations for victims of the tragic flooding that occurred on July 4 in the Hill Country region of the state. The Kerr County Sheriff's Office announced on Facebook that volunteers were instructed to stop their activities and remove all equipment, boats, and vehicles from the Guadalupe River. Additionally, State Highway 39, a crucial route adjacent to the river, was closed to all traffic except for emergency responders and local residents. Flash flood warnings were issued across the area, affecting more than a dozen counties as rivers and streams overflowed their banks. By Sunday morning, some locations had received nearly 10 inches of rain, particularly in Kerrville and around Camp Mystic, where over 24 campers and counselors tragically lost their lives during the catastrophic flooding on July 4. The flooding crisis is not confined to Texas alone, it has also impacted neighboring states. Flood watches are currently in effect for much of central and eastern Oklahoma, southeast of Tulsa, and the northwest region of Arkansas, including Fayetteville. Major cities in Texas, such as Austin, San Antonio, Dallas, Fort Worth, and San Angelo, are also under threat. In central New Mexico, a flood watch is active, particularly affecting the mountainous areas east of Albuquerque and Santa Fe. The influx of monsoonal moisture from the south is expected to contribute to slow-moving downpours, resulting in brief but heavy rainfall. Tragically, 3 individuals lost their lives in Ruidoso, New Mexico, due to flash flooding that transformed creeks into raging torrents, causing extensive damage to numerous structures. The situation was worsened by the remnants of a burn scar from a wildfire in June 2024, which makes the area particularly vulnerable to flooding, debris flows, and mudslides for years until vegetation regrows. Over the past year, the National Weather Service has issued 11 flash flood emergencies in Ruidoso, highlighting the severity of the situation. *** Current flooding situation in central Texas ***. As heavy rains persisted into Sunday morning, the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration's Weather Prediction Center designated the area as a red zone, indicating a moderate risk for excessive rainfall. The overnight downpours formed a slow-moving line of thunderstorms, with heavy rain at the forefront and more consistent, moderate rainfall continuing for several hours. A flash flood warning was specifically issued for southwestern Gillespie and Kerr counties, including the Camp Mystic area and adjacent sections of the Guadalupe River. The National Weather Service office serving Austin and San Antonio cautioned about life-threatening flash flooding affecting creeks, urban areas, highways, streets, and underpasses. The agency warned, in hilly terrain, there are numerous low-water crossings that can be extremely dangerous during heavy rain. Please do not attempt to cross flooded roads, seek an alternate route instead. Rainfall amounts of 4 to 6 inches have been recorded in areas between Fort Hood near Killeen, Colorado Bend State Park, the Mason Mountains, and northwest of Llano. The Colorado River in Bend reported 7.92 inches by 10 a.m. local time, while a remote weather station about 15 miles east-southeast of San Saba recorded 9.26 inches. Although the highest rainfall totals were observed in rural areas, it is crucial to recognize that this water is flowing into vital watersheds of the Lampasas, San Saba, Llano, and Guadalupe rivers. A flash flood emergency was declared in the early hours of Sunday, with the Lampasas River at U.S. Route 281 near Adamsville rising over 17 feet, including a staggering 10 feet in just 2 hours. Near Kempner, located north of Austin, the Lampasas River surged 31 feet since early Sunday morning, reaching a major flood stage. The overall weather pattern resembles the conditions that led to flooding in Texas just over a week ago. There are no significant weather fronts or pressure systems triggering these storms, rather, smaller, subtler atmospheric features have been responsible for the downpours in moisture-rich air masses. In this instance, dying thunderstorms from West Texas and New Mexico left behind a mesoscale convective vortex, a weak swirl about 20 miles wide, which drifted through central Texas. This phenomenon helped some thunderstorms develop and facilitated the influx of robust moisture from the Gulf of Mexico. Despite this, the moisture content in the atmosphere was approximately 10 to 20% lower than the previous week, which may help mitigate the overall impact. Flooding risks across the United States. Further flooding is anticipated across Texas, Oklahoma, and northwest Arkansas, although flood watches are expected to expire at 1 p.m. in Texas and mid-evening in Oklahoma and Arkansas. In New Mexico, flood watches will conclude at noon. Additionally, slow-moving downpours in the northeastern U.S. and the Appalachian Mountains could lead to sporadic flash flooding in regions of New York and Pennsylvania. Moisture moving northward ahead of a frontal boundary is likely to trigger afternoon showers and thunderstorms, with rainfall rates potentially exceeding 2 inches per hour. What are your thoughts on the ongoing flooding crisis? Do you believe enough is being done to prepare for such natural disasters? Share your opinions in the comments below. This situation highlights the importance of being aware of weather conditions and understanding the risks associated with flooding. Stay safe and informed. 3. Tragic discovery: missing Camp Mystic counselor Katherine Ferruzzo's remains found. A tragic story has unfolded in the aftermath of the devastating hill country floods, leaving a community in mourning. The recent discovery of Katherine Ferruzzo's remains, a beloved Camp Mystic counselor, has brought a sense of closure for her family, but also a profound sense of loss. Katherine, a recent graduate with a bright future ahead, had planned to attend the University of Texas at Austin and pursue a career in special education. Her dedication to supporting students with disabilities was a testament to her compassionate nature. But here's where it gets controversial: the floods claimed the lives of at least 27 campers and counselors, including Katherine and the camp's longtime owner, Richard Dick Eastland. The impact of this tragedy extends beyond the immediate victims, affecting the entire Camp Mystic community and the families of those lost. In a heartfelt statement, Katherine's family expressed their gratitude to the search and rescue teams and volunteers who tirelessly worked to locate the victims. They also announced their intention to establish the Katherine Ferruzzo Legacy Foundation, a foundation dedicated to supporting individuals with special needs and learning differences, a cause close to Katherine's heart. The family statement also conveyed their heartbreak for the other affected families and their prayers for all who have been impacted by this devastating event. And this is the part most people miss: the story of Katherine Ferruzzo is a reminder of the resilience and compassion that can arise from tragedy. Her memory will live on through the foundation that bears her name, continuing her legacy of support and empathy for those with special needs. As we reflect on this tragic event, it's important to consider the broader implications and the impact on the community. What are your thoughts on the role of foundations and support systems in times of crisis? How can we ensure that the memories of those lost are honored and their legacies carried forward? We invite you to share your thoughts and engage in a thoughtful discussion in the comments below.